This is the weekend update at Uncle Ricky's house on YouTube for the weekend ending on June 26th, 2022. The only thing I can say and be 100% sure that I'm correct is that this weekend is a whole lot more screwed up than last weekend was. And if you want to find out why, stay tuned, because I'm going to explain a few things to you at Uncle Ricky's house on YouTube. Hell yeah, it's worse than it was last week. I mean, the stuff coming out of the 1/6 Select Committee uh, is bad enough, and in a normal news cycle, it would be number one. And as earth shattering as the stuff that's coming out of there is, it's not number one. Number one with a gun is the Supreme Court of the United States of America. The Supreme Court of the United States of America, under the guidance of one Uncle Clarence, I hate being a black man, Thomas, is out of pocket. It's just making up shit to enforce fascist rule in this country. The Republicans, conservatives, the newly anointed fascist saviors of America, they've been plotting for years to do this, and it's shit. It's scary. It's unbelievable, but damn it, it's working. They stacked the Supreme Court, and now the Supreme Court is overturning, disposing of things that most Americans consider to be personal rights. When they went to bed being able to control their bodies, now they can't. In 26 states said no more abortion, and other states are going to restrict the abortion that they have, and it's going to just boil down to a few states are going to have abortion on demand, and the women in this country are going to be totally fucked. I mean, because they're some of these states are even saying that they're going to enact laws that make it legal for them to prosecute you for leaving the state to get an abortion. What the fuck kind of shit is that? I mean, Jesus Christ. So what? All right, you don't want abortions in your state. Okay, people inside of your state can't get an abortion, but if a person in your state travels to another state, what they do in that state is between them and the state. Not between you and the person in the state. It's between them and the state. They're in another jurisdiction. They have to live by that jurisdiction's rules. So the next level of mayhem is Mitch McConnell says you should be happy because if the Republicans take over, we can just make an amendment, write a law to ban abortion in America. And if we don't do that, the Supreme Court has already said that. So what, Democrats? If you want to try to codify Roe versus Wade or make a law saying that on the, abortion is legal on the federal level, we've already ruled that it's unconstitutional because the original decision was written on made up law. So all we have to do is overturn it on the grounds that it's unconstitutional, which we've already established. We are unstoppable. We are the Supreme Court. Yeah, it's desperate times. That's number one with a bullet. This is not going to go well. The summer is going to be interesting. It's even though the Republicans are trying to act like it's not going to affect the voting at the polls, they might have done the Democrats a favor because the only way to overturn this shit is to get control of the Senate and run the legal battle of get control of the Senate by more than break that tie and keep control of Congress and push this thing through legislatively. That's the only choice we got. Then it can be a battle between the legislative branch and the judicial branch. But it's got to happen because these mothers are serious about taking us back to 1860. Yep, 1860. Yep, 1860. When white was white and anything darker was a slave. Now, the other thing, ooh wee, the 1-6 Select Committee is getting really, really select. They got so much evidence they can't process it fast enough, so they have to postpone the hearings, reschedule the hearings so they can process the evidence to present it to the public because they feel that it is too important, too overwhelming, too damning, too good to ignore to not process it. So now it seems they're not worried about time when time is their biggest enemy because if these midterms go according to historical predictions, go according to the polls that we currently have, I mean, there's time, but it ain't a whole lot of time. So if they're going to do something fantastic to make this impact the elections, they better hurry up. I mean, they're doing a good deal. They're doing a good job. I mean, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a legal expert. I'm not even a fucking legal. But just looking at what they're pulling out, there are some people that are in some deep, dark shit, and it's people that really can't afford to be in that kind of shit, like Justice Clarence Thomas. Look at all the bullshit he's doing. I mean, this motherfucker is really like, the de facto head of the Supreme Court. He, they not listening to fucking Roberts no more. Clarence Thomas is pulling the strings. I mean, they hand down one decision, fuck a whole bunch of people up. They go back into their closets waiting on the next case. They get the next case. They fuck up somebody, some other personal rights. And every time Clarence Thomas comes out and says, "Hey, you stupid motherfuckers, you better get used to this. You made us. We are the supreme goddamn court. Nobody tells us what to do. We govern ourselves. We owe allegiance to no one. We are the Supreme Court. Bend over, because we're coming. And we don't believe in bringing Vaseline." Okay, that's issue number 2. Now, of course, the economy is issue number 3. Gas prices, of course, are choking the shit out of everybody. It doesn't matter. Democrat, Republican, Independent, fucking Libertarian, everybody going to the gas pump. And you know what? If people crying about how high gas is, but they talking about gas is taking this much out of my budget. The gas is taking this much out of my budget. Rent or mortgage is taking the rest out of my budget. How the fuck am I gonna feed myself and my kids? Well, you know what? If you stop driving everywhere, gas will come back down because the motherfuckers can't make no money if it ain't selling. That's their biggest fear. Their biggest fear is that America will wake up and say, "Hey, gas companies, fuck you. We ain't paying it no more. We not driving. We gonna ride 30 to a damn car. We all gonna be immigrants for a minute. But we not paying this shit no fucking more. Stores, you ain't got shit on the shelves anyway, so you ain't gonna miss me if I don't come in here every day. We not doing this no more. We got to boycott these motherfuckers. We got to seriously put the smackdown down because our elected leaders are not doing shit. Some are involved in other shit. Some don't give a fuck. Some don't have brains enough to give a fuck. So we, the people in the middle, the people that decide, that basically put these people in the office, so we have to share some of the responsibility because we put these assholes in office. If we stop getting suffering with the fucking magpie uh, theory, in other words, every time somebody waves a shiny object in front of us, something that catches our attention, something that we feel like we care about, and we get 100% behind this person, and they turn out to be a pile of shit, we can't blame nobody but ourselves because we keep doing it. That's insanity. When you keep doing the same fucking thing over and over and over again and expect a different result, you are insane. This country is sick. Just mentally fucking sick. The part that ain't sick is tired of dealing with the sick people. So it's a zero sum equation. We have to do better. We have to start holding. First of all, we have to hold ourselves accountable as voters. We have to start understanding who we're voting for, why we're voting for them, and what we're voting for them to do. Then once we vote, if they win, then we have to stay on their ass and make sure they're doing their job and not sitting there just collecting a paycheck because they are an elected official. They may not produce what we want them to produce, but damn it, they better be producing something that somebody can use because these ass clowns that we have now are not doing anybody in the country a service, the service that they're supposed to be doing. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what your platform is. You know you're pissed off at your leaders. You know your leaders are not doing shit. So if we have two fucking political parties that really make the country go and neither one of them have anybody that is doing shit and we elect them no matter which party they come from, you do the math. Who's at fault? All these motherfuckers can't be that slick that they fool everybody all the time. We are the ones that allow ourselves to be fooled because we go chasing dumb shit. We go chasing shit that really doesn't matter. We go chasing our own paranoia, hoping that these self-anointed saviors, knights of liberalism, knights of socialism, knights of radicalism, knights of racism, knights of ism can save us. They can't save themselves, so how the fuck they gonna save us? The country has to start running better. The country has to start reaching for shit in everybody's interest instead of just the interests of the rich, just the interests of the ones in power, just the interests of the ones of a certain religion, and dare I say, just the interests of the ones of a certain color. America is still fighting the same fucking battles it was fighting in 1860. Yes. Yes, it is. They've expanded, they've evolved, they've morphed, but it's still all about a few people trying to rule, R-U-L-E, not govern, the majority of the people in a government system that's set up to operate on rule by the majority. Democracy. We have a democracy, but we are letting it be turned into something else. And in reality, if you take away all the petty divides, the majority of the people believe in the same thing. They believe in democracy. But a few people are trying to take that away from the majority of the people. So in order for the majority to have what they want, it's time to remove the few for the good Motherfucking. I mean, well, I was trying to think of something good for the weekend wrap up, and unfortunately, damn, I couldn't. So I'm going to say goodbye from Uncle Ricky's house. Everybody hold on to the bloomers because you know next week is going to be worse than this week. But everybody have a good time and be blessed. Come see me again next weekend at Uncle Ricky's house on YouTube.